Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a system that's designed to tackle the number one enemy of every trader. And it's not the market, it's what's going on right up here, in our own heads.
So what is the number one reason most traders fail? You might think it's about picking the wrong stocks or maybe not having some secret indicator. But nope, the real answer is, well, it's a lot simpler and a lot more human than that.
See, the real issue isn't about the stocks at all. It comes down to two incredibly powerful forces that just hijack our brains and make us do the exact opposite of what we should right when it matters most.
And here they are, the two saboteurs, fear and greed. Think of them like two little devils on your shoulder. Fear is screaming, get out, sell, the world is ending, usually right at the market bottom. And then greed whispers, go all in, this is going to the moon, right at the peak. They're a tag team. And man, they set this perfect trap that's just so hard to see when you're in it.
So what makes this trap so effective? Well, it's a little quirk in our brains called loss aversion. Psychologists have found that the pain of losing a dollar feels about twice as bad as the pleasure of gaining a dollar. We are literally hardwired to hate losing. And that leads to this huge classic mistake, right? We hold on to our losers way too long, hoping, praying they'll come back, just so we don't have to face that feeling of being wrong.
And look, this isn't just about feelings. The math behind this is absolutely brutal. Take a look at this. If you lose 50% on a trade, you don't need to make 50% back to break even. No. You need to make a 100% gain just to get back to where you started from. That's a massive hill to climb. It really shows you, the deeper the hole you dig, the harder it is to get out.
Okay, so if our emotions are the enemy, how do we fight back? Well, there's a solution. It's a system, a really disciplined approach called no emotion trading.
Now, this doesn't mean you have to become some heartless robot. Not at all. The whole idea is to make your big decisions before the battle begins. You create your plan when the market is closed, when you're calm, cool, and collected. Then you let automation, your broker's tools, execute that plan for you. It's like having a shield that protects you from all that crazy live market pressure.
And the process itself is beautifully simple. It's really just 3 steps. Step 1, you do your analysis and planning after hours when everything's calm. Step 2, you go into your brokerage account and you automate everything. You set your entry price, your exit for profit, and your emergency exit, your stop loss. And then, step 3, this is the hardest part for most people, you walk away. You let the system do its job without you meddling with it.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. What do you actually need to make this work? It all comes down to a toolkit. A pre-planned toolkit with 3 absolutely crucial, non-negotiable tools.
Tool number 1 is your financial safety net, the stop loss. Seriously, think of this as your shield. It's an automatic order that sells your stock if it drops to a price you've already decided on. It's what protects you from a small loss turning into a catastrophic one. It's pure, automated discipline. And if the stop loss is your shield, then tool number 2, the take profit order, is your target. This is the flip side. It's an automated order that sells your stock when it hits your predetermined profit goal. This is what stops greed from taking over and convincing you to hold on for just a little more, only to watch all your gains disappear. Okay, and this is where it all comes together. This is the engine of the whole system, the 3-to-1 risk/reward ratio. Look at this example. You buy a stock for 1,000. You set your stop loss at 960, so you're only risking 40. But you set your take profit at 1120, meaning you're aiming for a reward of 120. See that? Your potential reward is 3 times bigger than your potential risk. This is a game changer because it means you don't have to be right all the time to make money. You can actually be wrong more than you're right and still be profitable.
So here's the crucial point, the big takeaway. You must know your exit points before you ever enter a trade. So many people get obsessed with the entry, right? The perfect time to buy. This system flips that script. It says the most important decision is knowing your exit strategy, both your winning exit and your losing exit, before you even click the buy button. You know that classic saying in trading? Cut your losses short and let your profits run? Well, this system is basically the automated version of that. The stop loss cuts your losses short, no questions asked. And the take profit? Well, it lets your profit run to your planned destination. Okay, so those tools are for managing individual trades. But what about the big picture? The final tool in the kit is risk management. This isn't about one trade. This is your rulebook for protecting your entire account. Rule number 1 is super important, the 2% rule. It's simple. You never ever risk more than 2% of your total capital on a single trade.
That's it. Why? Because it means no single trade can ever wipe you out. You can be dead wrong on an idea, and it's just a small cut. You live to fight another day. And that leads to rule number 2, the 6% rule. This one says that your total risk across all of your open trades combined should never be more than 6% of your capital. This is your defense system against the market just having a really bad day and taking all your positions down with it. So if you put those 2 rules together, do the math. If you risk 2% per trade and your total risk can't exceed 6%, that means you can have a maximum of 3 open trades at any given time. This is awesome because it forces you to focus only on your best ideas. It stops you from being spread too thin. Okay, so let's put it all together. When you have this pre-planned mindset, the right tools, and these simple rules, it totally changes the game. You're no longer reacting to every little market wiggle. Instead, you're executing a plan. You're trading smarter, not harder.
I mean, who would you rather be? You've got the emotional trader over here, staring at the screen, heart-pounding, sweating every price tick, making crazy, impulsive decisions. And then you have the pre-planned trader. They set their plan, they walk away, and they let their system do the work with total discipline. One is just a path to stress and probably losing money. The other, that's a sustainable way to operate.
So let's boil it all down. What's the takeaway here? It's a simple framework. Number 1, plan your trades when the market is closed and you can think clearly. Number 2, automate everything, your entry, your stop loss, your take profit. And number 3, just repeat the process. Discipline is the key.
Which brings us to one last question for you to think about. What's the bigger risk, a crazy, unpredictable market, or your own emotions? This whole system is built on the idea that the real danger lies inside us. But you know what? That's actually great news. Because that's the one thing, the only thing you truly have control over.